Hi, Hardwell.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, good.
Good. In your documentary, there's a quote that you're being interviewed as a 16-year-old, and you're saying, "Well, I want to become the number one DJ in the world."
Yeah.
When was it the first time that you had this idea, this dream, or was it even earlier?
No, actually not. I was 14 years old when I signed my first record deal, and in that talk show, they actually asked me, "What's the biggest dream you have? Like, what's the biggest thing you can achieve?"
Yeah.
At that point, Tiesto and Armin van Buuren are my role models. So I said, like, I want to become the same as them. I want to become the number one DJ in the world, and that's the biggest thing you can achieve as a DJ. So that was definitely my ultimate goal.
And well, now you've been 2 years in a row. Was it everything that you've dreamed of when you were a young kid, or was it better or worse, or?
Well, actually, the funny thing is, I wanted to achieve that because my role models achieved it, and I never thought about what it actually was and what it actually, what it was to become a number one DJ, and the pressure it takes with it, and everything that comes around it. I never thought about that, and when it became, it was like, ooh, everything is changing. The whole world is changing around me now, and I never thought about doing my own world tour and that kind of stuff. I was used to playing small clubs, and it grew bigger and bigger. And before we knew, we were in Madison Square Garden. It all went by really quickly.
What was the biggest change for you once you were the number one DJ?
I think the biggest change when I became number one DJ is that actually I didn't change at all, but the whole world around me changed. Like, people around me changed. They approached me differently. They saw me differently. All of a sudden I was famous, but I was still the same guy, making the same music, playing the same DJ sets. It's just the media, how they put me through it.
Was it hard? Or easy maybe? Or?
No, it was not easy, not really hard. It was different. I had to get used to it. People saw me differently. All of a sudden there were sponsorships, and people saw me as a famous person. So that was kind of different in the beginning. All of a sudden I had to take pictures when I go out with friends to a bar, like a local bar. I've been there for the last 12 years, and now all of a sudden I had to take pictures with people there.
And what did it do to your music?
Actually nothing at all. I think it was for me the perfect timing before I released my first artist album. It took me 4 years to finish the album. So it was quite a journey before I actually finished the album, and I'm really satisfied with the album. And with my music nowadays, nothing actually really changed for what I did back then. I think my music just evolved in a natural way.
What was one high point the last 2 years, and then one low point? But what was good for you? What happened the last 2 years?
I would definitely say the whole Am Hardwell World Tour, the first one. It's definitely a high point, definitely Madison Square Garden.
Why?
Sorry?
Why?
Why? Because Madison Square Garden is the most iconic, legendary venue in the world. I literally performed in the same venue as Elvis Presley, the Beatles, Madonna, even like Justin Timberlake, the new generation, with like all the legendary artists in the world performed there. And I could say I did it as a DJ as well. So that's definitely a big milestone for me. And
the tour, you said?
Yeah, it's a whole tour. We ended the tour in Madison Square Garden. So we've been in over, if I'm not mistaken, 18 countries with the world tour. And it's definitely been an amazing journey. We've always been in every continent.
Can you say that reactions in every country, that they are the same, or are there different reactions to your music in different places?
No, every country is special. Like there's no, you can't say that every country has the same atmosphere, or like every country is different. The language they speak, the culture they have. Every country has its own beauty, and I think that makes my job so much fun. You're playing for completely different people every night, like people with completely different mind states, and still they are united because of the music.
Is there one country or maybe one reaction that was totally different than you were used to? Maybe that you can share?
Well, I think if I have to talk about the documentary, I would definitely say India. There were way too much people on the festival. They climbed over the walls. There were 10,000 people above capacity in that venue, and yeah, just how enthusiastic those people were and how energetic. It was definitely a show that I will never forget.
And was there something, or maybe a low point, or maybe something that was hard the last 2 years for you?
I think, yeah, becoming the number one DJ was on one hand kind of a low point because I had to deal with a lot of criticism at that point. You're becoming the number one DJ in the world, and everybody has an opinion if you're the number one DJ. It's way more easier for media, for people to say something bad about the number one than about the number 6, you know. And yeah, that's definitely something I had to deal with since the very first beginning.
Is there one thing that was said about you that really hit you harder maybe than other things that were said about you? Criticism?
Yeah, I think it's a part of the documentary as well, but when my show got cancelled in Edinburgh because of something that happened in Belfast. Outside of the venue, security declined a couple of people because they were too young and too drunk to enter the venue. My show was perfectly, like nothing happened, no fights, no drug abuse, nothing. It was a perfect show. And then the next day my face was on the front of every newspaper in Scotland and England that at the Hardwell show people with alcohol abuse went to the hospital and blah blah blah, and my face was on every newspaper. So yeah, that's weird, you know. People just use your picture, your name to attract more readers in this case.
And how did you cope with this?
You can do really nothing about it, you know. Media always has like the last word, you know. Who am I to say it's not true? If they write, it's true. Yeah, but if the newspaper writes it, it should be true, you know. But a lot of people don't realize it's just one guy that's actually writing the article without checking his facts.
For example, this week the new number one DJ will be released. Maybe it is you again. What if it is not? Is it hard for you, or is it easy, or?
Well, my focus this year and next year is definitely not on the number one spot again. You know, I achieved it. That was a dream, and I'm living this dream at this moment. And if I become number one again, it will not add something extra to my career. You know, it will be another year as number one DJ. And to be honest, if I'm not becoming the number one DJ again, well, I'm happy I don't have to deal with that pressure again.
Okay. So maybe it's even good for you. This November there will be a remix album, United We Are. Can you share maybe some DJs or producers that worked on your music for this album?
Yeah, we have actually a really diverse remix album, a lot of different music styles. Mm-hmm. Frankie Rizard did an amazing remix, Armin van Buuren is working on it, Vicestone, W&W, a lot of other names. As I said, it's a really wide range of different music styles.
And did some people really surprise you what they did with your music?
Yeah, I would definitely say the Vicestone remix is really surprised me. And
in what way?
Musically, because they approach the remix completely different as I expected them to do the remix. So yeah, that really surprised me. It's more musically and more down tempo. And I haven't heard the Armin van Buuren remix yet, but I think he will definitely nail it. Yeah, can't wait to hear that.
Well, you said you've achieved being a number one DJ. Music-wise, being a DJ, what other goals or dreams do you have?
I think as a DJ, I achieved basically everything I could achieve in a DJ career. I've been voted several times as number one DJ now, and I did my own world tour, second world tour still going on, and for next year I definitely want to focus more on my producer side. And if I'm focusing on my producer side, I would definitely dream about a Grammy. That's the biggest thing you can achieve as a producer.
Will it be your own music, or will you also producing maybe other artists too, or?
I would never say never. Yeah, definitely. I've been approached a couple of times to work for other artists. I never had the time because I was constantly on the road and touring with my Hardwell show. But in the future, I would definitely say I will produce for other artists as well.
Can you share names that have approached you, or?
I can't say that.
You can't say that. But if there are people that you would like to work with, maybe do you want to make maybe you want to make crossover to pop or maybe even other genres?
Oh yeah, as a producer, I'm open to do anything like more pop stuff. I'm not talking about Hardwell, but just me as a producer,
Yeah.
I would say would definitely like to work on especially different stuff. You know, I've been so long in this dance music scene, and I would definitely continue with Hardwell and make my dance songs. But I think for myself as a producer to actually maybe explore my own abilities as a producer even more is definitely a way to produce different music.
So even maybe standard, but maybe achieving a good pop song, let's say a 3-minute pop song for a well-known artist, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
And have you already written some songs in that format, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going on already, and yeah, I never seen the daylight so far, but we're still working on a lot of pop tracks now.
Okay, and is there one act that you would like to work with?
A lot of acts. Like I'm looking up to a lot of artists. Well, especially as a producer. But if I have to pick one name, I would definitely say Pharrell Williams. That's definitely a guy I really admire.
Why?
In every single way. He writes his own songs. He has thoughts about his music videos. He's an amazing guy in every single way. How he is, even with charity and everything. Sings himself, writes himself, producing his music himself. He's like a full man in everything that he does.
Okay, last question. How long will you be how long do you want to continue touring the world and being DJ Hardwell? Is it something that you want to go on forever, or is it for you, well, maybe when I'm 45, 50, I don't know?
I would never pick an age for retirement, no. Every time when I get on stage, I still have the same butterflies in my stomach, and well, if they are still there, I will get on stage and play my music, definitely.
Okay, and a new artist album? Any plans on that?
No thoughts on new artist album. I would definitely, there's a second artist album coming, but I would definitely say not next year. So at least at 2017.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.